All right, let's talk about a TikTok that has people genuinely divided and, to be honest, a little bit disturbed. Okay, so a woman posted a video explaining that when she stays at the hotel, y'all, that she washes her dirty underwear in the hotel room coffee pot. Oh my God. Yes, the same coffee pot meant for brewing your morning coffee. This woman is saying she cleans her dirty underwear with the coffee pot. So now, before we get into the reactions, let's slow down because I try to be fair. Okay, I try to be fair and just try to get in the mind of what is going through a person's mind that does this kind of stuff. Okay, why I'm saying so let's just think this through because it's a TikTok, guys, and TikTok thrives off of shock value. Okay, so the more unexpected or gross something is, the faster it will spread. So washing underwear in a coffee pot checks every box. Okay, it's surprising, it's intimate, it involves something communal, it violates an unspoken social rule. Okay, and the last thing is the very main point is that hotels are shared spaces. Even though you are alone in your room, you still are participating in a system where the next guest uses what you used. So the coffee pot isn't yours, it's temporarily assigned to you while you're in the hotel room. That's the difference, and that's why it matters. So this is the lady that presented this video.
I'm about to show you guys one of the coolest tricks ever. Say you're traveling and you didn't pack enough underwear and you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? Every room has like a coffee pot thing in it. Every room. Even the other coffee makers where it like brews through. All you have to do, put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it, you press brew, and it puts scorching hot water through it. You guys, then the hair dryer in the bathroom, you blow dry those bad boys, and you got yourself a cleaner pair of underwear to wear. I did not realize how many people already knew this hack. I learned it years ago from a friend that was a flight attendant, and it's brilliant.
Let's talk fast. Underwear comes in contact with sweat, bacteria, and bodily fluids. Okay. So even if someone rinses it thoroughly, the idea of you putting your dirty, nasty drawers into a machine designed for food and beverage, okay, preparation raises legitimate concerns because coffee makers are not built to sterilize, okay? They are not industrial washers, okay? They don't sanitize at a hospital grade level. They're designed to heat water enough just to brew the coffee, not to eliminate any bacteria from clothing like a washing machine. Okay, and here's the bigger issue. You're assuming housekeeping will deep clean it after you use it because that's what in reality in a perfect world that would make sense, right? But in reality, hotel staffs often do quick turnovers. They wipe the surfaces, they surface clean, that's it. Replace linens sometimes and empty the trash, okay? But most times they're just going to wipe everything down and empty the trash. But they are not disassembling coffee makers between every guest. So now imagine the next guest come in and they got a meeting to go to and they like, okay, I'm so happy it's a coffee maker in here. So I don't have to go to Starbucks. Let me brew me some coffee. And they don't know that this crazy, now I ain't gonna call them crazy, but this disgusting, I'm not gonna call them disgusting, okay, that this person before them put their dirty drawers in the coffee maker. They don't know. So that's where people feel violated. And it's not because someone washed their clothes, it's because it's done in something that's intended for food. So there's an unspoken boundary. I just don't understand people. It's an unspoken boundary do not use shared food equipment for non-food purposes. It just seems like they should know that. Well, listen, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. Okay. So because of all the negative feedback she received from posting the initial video, she created another video basically denying everything.
It was more of something that I posted to like be why not to use the coffee pot. So it was more like, hey, this is why I wouldn't use the coffee pot. I learned that from a friend that was a flight attendant, and I was like, ew. But I've never been into those Keurigs anyway. Not even because of the underwear, just because they're dirty and I don't think the hotel cleans them. But the underwear part, well, I don't even want to tell you guys that it wasn't real because you guys are having way too much fun thinking it's real. And it's whatever. It's better just think what you guys want to think.
So she denied the initial story and basically said that the audience took what she said and ran with it, and she just allowed them to create the narrative, but she doesn't per se do it, but the audience called her bluff. They was like, you are not going to gaslight us.
Think?
We're encouraging people to do this. That's not just rage bait. Coolest trick ever, a great hack. Brilliant is how you described this atrocity. You okay? You don't seem to be there. People believe that you do this because one, you definitely do, and two, you said it was brilliant. You encourage other people to do it. So like, wow, stop it. There's no getting past this. You should be P&G at every hotel.
This is exactly why they avoid using hotel coffee machines.
Put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it.
A TikTok creator is facing a lawsuit after posting a controversial hotel hack online. Tara Woodcox, who describes herself as a health and nutrition blogger, shared a video showing people how to wash underwear using a hotel coffee maker while traveling. In the video, Tara explains that if you run out of clean underwear, you can place it inside the coffee filter compartment, close the lid, and press the brew button. The machine then sprays hot water over the fabric. She suggests drying the underwear with a bathroom hairdryer before wearing it again. The video quickly went viral. Many viewers said this is exactly why they avoid using hotel coffee machines. Days later, several guests realized they had stayed at the same hotel as Tara and had already used the in-room coffee makers. Some filed complaints and demanded compensation. To calm the situation, the hotel reportedly offered refunds to recent guests and replaced all coffee machines on the property. The hotel has now filed a lawsuit against Tara Woodcox, seeking about $1 million in damages for financial loss and reputational harm. The story has sparked debate online about responsibility and hygiene while traveling. After hearing this, would you still use a hotel coffee machine?
Put your underwear.
No, I won't. And I'm really sick to my stomach because I have used the coffee machine because I love coffee. And sometimes when you get in the hotel, you just want to relax. You don't want to be bothered. When I get in there, when I go in there, I change the sheets. Most times I have my own sheets. I knock all those sheets off because I know that they don't wash those comforters. Those comforters, they just put those comforters back on. They don't clean them. They supposed to change the sheets, which most times they look like they change the sheets. But if you have some extra sheets, it's best to bring your own. But I knocked that comforter off because that comforter probably hadn't been dry cleaned because they have to dry clean the comforters. They probably hadn't dry cleaned that comforter in years. Okay, but I mean, I would, close my curtains and have it dark in there and cut my TV on and brew my coffee. And if I didn't do that, I'll go and get ice. I get some ice or, you know, and put it in the ice bucket. And now they have the little plastic in there for you for the ice bucket, but now it just seems like the boundaries have been crossed so much. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do because suppose somebody putting their dirty drawers in the ice bucket or their feet. Come on, man. Common sense ain't common. Let's be more practical. Because the real question is if someone genuinely needs to wash their underwear in a hotel, what should they do? The better option would go use the bathroom sink. Okay, use the bathroom sink. That's literally what the sinks are for. Washing things, rinsing things thoroughly afterward, cleaning up behind yourself. You can even use the tub, okay? You can use the tub, washing. The soap is in the bathroom. The thing is, get a portable trash bag. Have your little bag. I always have a little garbage bag in my luggage. Whether this woman did this for shock value or not, I don't know. I hope she's lying. But we're trying to give people the benefit of that because I'm just hoping this is for shock value. But it might be somebody that was listening that might want to try this. I don't know, but it triggered, and so somebody might say it's just a coffee pot. Why is this triggering people? Why is it such a strong reaction? And it's because it taps into a bigger fear. What else are people doing in private spaces that affect others? When you stay in a hotel, you trust the basic sanitation standards and you hope that they're maintained. You trust that the coffee maker has only been used for coffee. So it triggers because we're using a public accommodations. And this TikTok isn't just about laundry. It's about the invisible contract that we have when we participate in using communal spaces or communal resources. So there's also another layer here. When people post things like this online, sometimes it's for shock, but sometimes it's for engagement because everybody wants to, get a reaction. And to be honest, people use negativity to get reactions. That's why a lot of my videos don't soar because I don't have a lot of negativity. I don't get it. I don't, you know. I try to keep it positive. Sometimes it's just to get the engagement from people. They don't even see the problem in it. They like what's going on, and you just have to make sure that the wrong message don't get out because it probably was somebody that was looking at that and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna try that." Because we can't assume everybody is on the same mental capacity or thinking level, okay? We cannot. Because somebody was saying, that's pretty cool, okay? And they'll just try it because it went viral. It's something viral because it's a TikTok trend. Okay, hopefully, I hope that's not a trend. But I just want to end with this, okay? And I just want to leave a thought with you all. If everyone used shared spaces the way you do when no one's watching, would those spaces still feel safe and welcoming? When you check into a hotel, you expect it to be clean, you expect respect, and you expect care. Okay? So the expectation only holds if each guest contributes to that. If they don't, then the whole ecosystem shatters, right? So the next time you're traveling, just ask yourself, am I leaving this space the way I would want to find it? My grandmother used to say a saying. Um, my grandmother used to tell me when I was little, my grandmother had a saying that said it was a golden rule. You treat people the way you want to be treated. So when you're in these spaces, treat those things the way you want it to be treated, not only for the hotel's sake, but for the next guest's sake. Okay? Because you want to ask yourself, am I leaving this space the way I would want to find it? They saying she might be sued. Which I feel like. I mean, what do you feel like? Do you feel like she should be sued? I do. I think that's a good lawsuit because you're encouraging people to do something. So I was trying to find if this is legitimate with the lawsuit, and I couldn't find anything about the lawsuit. So I don't know with AI. I don't know if somebody from AI made that or what, that news report, but I didn't see anything, concrete that's saying that she's being sued. But I think if she hasn't been, she needs to be. It's always a damage control because she didn't get the reaction. She's infamous, so she didn't get the reaction she wanted. When you're dealing with women panties, you know, they secrete. Was she on her period? Did she have a yeast infection? Is it semen in the drawers? It's so much bodily fluid in your underwear. You know, they use those for rape kits. They have DNA on it. And you gonna put that in a coffee maker where people have to oily ingest, they the steam, and the coffee pots aren't hot enough to kill bacteria like that. It just get warm because even after you make the coffee, it's not as hot as you would like it to be. I'm so disappointed. But as usual, people like that, they do a damage control video and and say all this crap that we don't want care to hear because we heard what you said the first time. So we're not judging you, but we judging you. Nasty. You nasty. You are nasty. And I I can't boo boo, and then don't let a man do it. He keep boo boo in his drawers. He'd be done put that in there and you'd be like, why my coffee taste like butt? You got an extra, even though they said that some coffee grinds, it depending on what, I know I got that from a movie. Remember that movie, with, shoot, I can't think of their name, but they was doing they bucket list. I think it's called a bucket list. And his coffee was made from some animals' feces. I don't know, but anyway, I think a camel or something. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I don't want to eat nobody pee pee boo boo secretions, STDs, whatever. I don't want that. So I don't now that I know that people will sit here and use a coffee machine for their draws, I won't ever do that again. I won't, and I'm just gonna be looking side eye for everything at this point. But anyway, catch y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Catch y'all later. Um, bye. And if you find out or if you see anybody using a coffee pot for their draws, I want y'all, this is what I want y'all to do for them. Roll that beautiful bean footage.